Seeing no other motions, the question is on reporting of an original resolution regarding contempt of Congress. The clerk will call the roll.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Langford.
Aye.
Senator Scott.
Yes.
Senator Hawley.
Aye.
Senator Moreno.
On behalf of the millions of people harmed by Anthony Fauci, resoundingly yes.
Senator Ernst. Aye. Senator Moody. Senator Peters.
No.
Senator Hassan.
No.
Senator Blumenthal.
No.
Senator Fetterman. Senator Kim.
No.
Senator Gallego.
No by proxy.
Senator Slotkin.
No by proxy.
Senator Paul.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, on the vote of those present, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5. On the vote by proxy and for the record only, the yeas are 0, the nays are 2. On this vote, the yeas are 8, the nays are 5, and the motion is agreed to.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant
I
to
haven't
committee rule.
recognized you.
Mr. Chairman.
We've had ample remarks on this. The chair will limit remarks to 2 minutes. I will give you another chance.
Wow. I mean, it's a very Watergate-esque. You know what I mean, Eric? I mean, this up or down vote, with this guy, it's reminds me of Watergate.
Well, at least in a good way, but I don't know if it's good or not, because it seems like professionals are back at work.
Yeah.
However you break it down.
Yeah.
Again, I have issues with Rand Paul. The way he's doing Fauci, though, and running that is very
That might
firm.
be his, historical recognition for this one area of American life.
I think it would be fair. Obviously, they did vote to recommend him and turn it over to the Justice Department. Rand Paul apparently found a way to do it in committee and not have to go to the floor, thus preventing the filibuster, which was a worry that if it went to the floor, then you would probably have Spartacus out there and stupid people.
Right.
Notice in that bit, was it just me or did Fetterman almost seem mute?
I
turned up the volume. Like, were you saying no?
I think he
yes?
was trying to say, I'm going along, but I'm not happy about it.
Exactly.
It wasn't demonstrative. Leave it that way.
No, it was reluctant looking. It's like, dude, where are the balls, man? Hey, you went out and you talked about Fauci. I should have heard a yes.
Yeah.
Now, I don't expect a Marino yes, but at least
or Blumenthal
something. Oh yeah, well Blumenthal for sure. And then that other guy Peters or whatever who was interrupting, or it was like, I want to talk. He was also, that same guy was defending the lawyer who wanted to come forward, and Rand Paul's like, no, he's not. Get him out of here.
He runs a tight ship there. I mean, they're trying to intimidate him, and he's pretty good with the gavel.
Yeah, it's almost refreshing. But again, he's been around for more than 10 minutes, and his father has been around for a lifetime or two.
By the way, speaking of Kentucky, apparently McConnell has gone home.
Yes.
At the same time that the Senate is going on vacation.
There you go.
Same day, all of a sudden, I am done with this rehab place. I need my old home in old Kentucky to kick back with some bourbon.
Yes, a statement was released by him that he is convalescing at home and he will work with the staff on important business or whatever the hell it is. And then I guess Cassidy came through with is going to come through with the Blanche vote. So Blanche will be the Attorney General, which is such a weird fight over a guy who's going to do the job no matter what, because he was already in position. He's already.
I think they look at it the reverse of what you're looking at. Like I could look like a big shot getting revenge on Trump, and the guy's still going to be Attorney General no matter what I do. But they were trying to extract stuff. I mean, the question is, what does Lisa Murkowski get out of it? This pro-choice Republican.
Apparently it's that. Apparently, Blanche had stated that he was going to investigate some groups that were kind of doing some across the state lines shenanigans or something going on.
Morning after
And-
pills shipped across state lines.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
If it's
AKA, the pills that do whatever.
I'm personally not against them myself, but if you're breaking the law, I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
his
I mean,
job.
this Murkowski will find any way to stick it to Trump on the face of the earth. I mean, she's far worse than Susan Collins,
Yes.
in my humble opinion.
Well, especially because it's not like her state doesn't, resoundingly like. She's like a Massey in that regard. It's like she just goes out of her way to screw him.
Yeah.
Collins, is under constant pressure
Yeah.
to kind of have tread the water on this. So, but it is ridiculous. But anyway, some states' attorneys general are subpoenaing Fauci now, and it looks like the angle they're going for is fraud.
Interesting.
Profiteering off
Oh,
of
profiteering
COVID-19.
himself. Yeah, wire
And
fraud,
I
maybe.
didn't think about that. Good
Neither
angle.
did I.
Good angle.
It's a good angle. I mean, his wealth. I mean, the enormous wealth that he got through COVID is unbelievable.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I like that approach. There's nothing. The beauty of it is they can go after him criminally and civilly. So let's say he squeaks around or whatever. Well, they could sue him and just suck all the wealth out of him. That would be, it would be something. Obviously, we'd love to see him go in prison for the rest of his short life.
Yeah.
But we'll take what we can get. And a civil judgment that makes him go broke, things like that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
What about you?
No, of course, whatever. I would just hound him until he crosses into the gates of hell. Just keep coming up with stuff and making his life miserable. I don't think any of it's going to stick. I don't think any of it's going to work. I don't think any of it's going to happen. But at least they're harassing somebody, which to me, I've been calling for across the board since day one. So I do not mind them harassing this guy legally at all. I wish they would do this to all of Trump's enemies, not just picking out a guy who's 99 years old and with a pardon to do it, Eric. I wish they would do it to everybody.
Yeah, what is that saying? The process is the punishment.
Yeah. I mean, this situation with Jeanine Pirro and the reflecting pool and all this stuff. Trump wants a harassment policy, essentially. What would have happened to this guy, a misdemeanor in D.C., for fucking up that reflecting pool? Nothing. But you have to be aggressive and show people that you're fighting, even if you lose the case.
Yeah, I agree. Who's not taking it very well, though?
Who?
His wife.
Oh, my. Oh, wow. She seems kind of a classy broad, huh?
Yeah.
Wow,
she
there's
drives
class.
him around and then tells everybody what she thinks. Yeah.
Wow, what a
that's pretty
class
good.
act.
Yeah. So that is her vote on that. She's saying he's number one, right?
Yeah, he's number one.
No, number one.
I'm supposed to remind you about something, and I can't remember what it was.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't remember
We're
what I'm
number
supposed
one
to.
because
yeah.
we have come into this world and we have some value, and some people have reached out and they're sponsoring us again. It's been a while.
This is crazy.
It is crazy, but it had to happen someday. And Black Forest is back with a sponsorship.
Right
The
on.
FDA and Big Pharma tried to ban NMN and push it behind a prescription paywall because it actually works. NMN boosts NAD+ to keep your cells energized, with Harvard research showing incredible benefits for health and longevity. Black Forest took the FDA to court to keep it legal and won. Here's Dr. Andrew Huberman, neuroscientist and tenure professor at Stanford University School of Medicine, explaining what went down.
One thing I've been tracking pretty closely is this whole, the NMN thing has now taken a different,
I was going to bring that up
direction.
before we wrap this up.
Yeah, NAD is critical to energy production in all cells, vital. And levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health and life. You need it. Some years ago, as David Sinclair came on this podcast and discussed that his laboratory is a tenured professor of genetics, Harvard Medical School, and other laboratories are starting to explore stimulating the NAD pathway as a tool for extending lifespan in mice. And that there were already some data from yeast. There are now some clinical trials in humans. You can't just take NAD, or you can, but it doesn't get into cells very easily. Here I'm painting with a broad brush. But there are basically two ways that you can tickle this pathway, increase NAD. One is to take NMN.
Because they won, I got Black Forest to unlock their massive 4th of July offer for just our audience for the next 48 hours. Buy one item site-wide, get one free, plus a free bottle of NMN with every order. That's effectively buy one, get two free. This offer is not on their public site. You have to use our link in the description or pinned comment below. All right.
Wow. I remember when the guy was on with Rogan. I actually saw that episode.
Yeah, Huberman's a really, really popular guest. He's, our friend Marion actually knows him, and I think she might have been on with him too. She's, PhD neuroscientist herself.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest thing I have to say though is I struggle saying NMN.
Yeah, that's
it
tough.
doesn't roll off the tongue.
Tough one. That's a tough one.
I'm sitting here going.
I think of M&Ms. I'm thinking of the chocolate M&Ms.
Exactly. Exactly. M&N is better than NMN. It's like, oh my God. that and that's why I always there's that little micro pause when I'm going, and you could get NMN. And
that's tough. That's tough on the tongue.
It really is. But
good job on the read, though. Very good.
Oh, thank you. New product. We've advertised it before. It's been around a long time. I will say that it is a better deal than last time when we had it last year. I believe it was, buy one, I think get one free. I'm surprised they threw in the second bottle. So
I'm gonna get
buy one get two free is
right.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate it. And it is.
What is there, a code in the description or something down there?
Yeah, it's right on the top of the description, and I'll have to put in a pinned comment. You just go in there, use, I think it's Untold, and
right on.
Put that in and get the savings, and that's it's like 3 months worth or something.
Yeah, that's a good amount of medicine.
So if you'll find out whether you like it or not in that time.
Yeah.
All right. Now the next story here. Remember we were talking about the migrant that came in, and there was the do-gooder who was so concerned about the migrants who wound up in a suitcase.
Oh yes, the suitcase migrant woman. Yeah.
Well, it turns out that this migrant had a little bit of a backing. The Red Cross had a video on the guy.
Right on. Wow.
Charting his story. It's just such a heroic, wonderful story going on.
Maryland.
I had to wind up deleting this, but let's see.
He tried to travel to Greece, but the police arrested him and put him in jail for 3 days.
What?
When I got out, I found smugglers who created another game for me to go to Greece. Finally, I made it.
Sharif has now been at a camp in Lesbos for 6 months.
Whoa, with
Living in
lesbians.
the camp is so hard. Sometimes when I think about living here,
With these
it's
lesbians.
so crazy. I try to find somewhere calm, and then I cry a lot.
Yeah.
I have an aunt in the United Kingdom, and she told me, I can take full responsibility of you if someone helps you to get to the UK, but if I can't get there, I don't know what will happen to me.
He
And
tried
after
to.
you do, a woman can die and be found in a suitcase. It'll work out great for everybody.
She wouldn't help him. She wouldn't take responsibility, the woman. Only his aunt would take responsibility.
Yeah, well, apparently. And this is him doing the perp walk.
Oh, nice.
He's in a Greek port.
That's cool. It's a NATO country.
Yeah, I know.
They have justice there. They have justice in Greece.
So I hope that they do actually took him over and let him go to trial again. Innocent until proven guilty. Even though their system isn't innocent until proven guilty.
No, not over there. It's the opposite. Yeah.
Right, but whatever it is, he should have his day in court. I'm not going to say he's guilty, but good good to
Well, what
see
about
that
the
he's being handed over.
daughter? I mean, what about the relatives of the suitcase woman? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, this video they made, and everyone's in on it, and there's no vetting. These are people who, just in general, I mean, people who leave their countries are usually on the balls of their ass. Nobody gets up and says, I am going to go on this voyage with smugglers and coyotes because I have a stable job and life in fill in the blank nation.
True.
It is people who are desperate, broke, criminal, and psychotic. And it's the same thing that ended up coming here from England to the United States when we founded the country.
Well,
it was alcoholics, debtors,
adventurers. I'll just say adventurers. I mean,
we
there
had
were
the
some
same
criminals in
thing. The average Brit said, I'm not going over there. I've got a house here in London. What are you, nuts? Good luck. And those were the founders of the United States.
Well, and it even goes further than that because first, those adventurers wound up in Jamestown. And then you had the Pilgrims, 10 years later, or whatever, that went up northeast.
Yeah.
But then in the United States, the adventurers started to go west.
Yeah.
We had the same thing kind of shaking down.
When you look at, Lewis and Clark, they had to bring those 55-gallon drums of whiskey. That's how encouraged they were to go explore. And every man got 3 or 2 ladles of it every night until one guy just went into the whiskey shack and drank till he was unconscious. And he was in manacles the entire trip coming and going because he went crazy on their rations of alcohol.
He's probably lucky to be alive.
Yeah. And they kept him as a prisoner.
I'll kill him for taking that.
They kept him as a prisoner. It's happened going, and they kept him as a prisoner going back. But the point of the matter is, nobody would go unless there was unlimited amounts of whiskey. Well, you think about how crazy that is. Imagine Apollo 17, you go unlimited amounts of Coke and whiskey and alcohol to go to the moon. I'm in. I mean, it's just such a crazy thing.
I think about it though, and honestly, like we're so used to electricity and streetlights and all this crazy shit going on. It's like when we go camping in the country, we go, oh my God, this is what people thought of and lived like. Only there was nothing for hundreds of thousands of miles, depending on what it was. I might need to be bribed by enough alcohol to be stupid enough to go on that particular adventure. So,
dude, if it wasn't for the Indians, they would have starved. The Indians were dumping caribou on them all across the country until they got to the Pacific Ocean. Then they were given salmon, which they refused to eat because they thought that was ridiculous, eating fish. But left to their own devices, they would have starved.
Yeah. And by the way, the Powhatans, etc., regretted it for the rest of their days that they helped them out. They were like, God dang, we had them. We had them. We could have just let them die and we wouldn't have the issue.
They also, every single one of them got syphilis, except for Meriwether Lewis, who was the doctor applying mercury to all of them. And Meriwether Lewis was shot in the ass. When his pants were down in the bushes. I'm not sure whatever happened there with Meriwether Lewis, but he will come back and do things with Thomas Jefferson and then attempt to self-delete himself across the Potomac.
Well, that was the original biological exchange. We gave them smallpox. They gave the syphilis.
They kept giving us squaws to have relations with, and the squaws were not too clean, and the men were extremely horny. So they did what they did. And it's odd that the only guy who didn't get it was Meriwether Lewis for reasons of
having nothing to do with his proclivities.
No, his proclivities kind of saved him.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like it was almost like a very quiet way of saying, he really wasn't interested in the same thing as the other men.
Yeah. I always thought of him as kind of like a Tony Randall type in The Odd Couple. This officious kind of guy. And, Clark was just a macho kind of military guy. What he saw in Meriwether Lewis, I don't know, but he was the guy drawing all the pictures of the animals that they found and everything. So I guess he had an artistic bent to him.
Well, you know, a lot of people did back then. I think Darwin was also an artist. Now that was 100 years later. You know,
Yeah.
but back then, you know, they learned to draw in different languages.
You couldn't take a picture. What do you?
Renaissance?
Yeah, you couldn't take a photo, so you had to do something.
Yeah, so it makes perfect sense. Well, while we're talking about, well, I'll just say gender confusion, just because I'm trying to ear horn this in.
Yeah.
This guy announced, because I don't know if you heard, there's a big controversy about the WNBA. That, hey,
Yeah. What is this? I
well,
vaguely.
we should be able to have trans athletes in the
boy.
WNBA.
Oh, I'm for
So-
that. I am so for that. I'm encouraging it right now.
Oh, and guess what? This particular
He's a
player,
7'5" massive man.
he's only 6'10", but let's.
Oh, okay. That's the
After
guy.
careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and
like
the
this
governing
guy.
framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
Dude, I'm rooting for him.
Oh, me too.
Oh, please. He would be the Wilt Chamberlain of the WNBA. And I mean, the dominance of Chamberlain at the beginning of his career was insane. There were like guys hanging off of him, trying to block him and box him out to no avail. But this guy would have similar results, I think.
Well, the beauty of this is it's very similar. Our friend Nate did a video, and it has like 8 million views or whatever on it, of a trans Canadian weightlifting coach, right? Powerlifting. And he went out and he said, "Yo, I'm a woman." And he went and just destroyed every record.
Wow.
And the beauty of it was he was just like this guy, right? He looked absolutely male. It was so obvious what he was doing.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a legitimate trans person who,
no,
like the swimmer, who just happened to look masculine.
No. This guy took it the whole way. And here's the irony: the records he smashed, were won by a trans athlete.
That's funny.
So
you think this guy can get in just straight up? I mean,
well, either he's forcing the issue.
Yeah.
They have to let him in if they go by their standards, if that's the plan, or they have to say, no, sorry, it's for women. And then, you know what? Problem solved. Either way, right? Either he makes a mockery out of them, which they kind of already are,
right?
Or he forces their hand where they kind of have to say, yeah. I mean, come on, think about it.
But it must be
why is there a WNBA? If you allow anything but women, it's not WNBA.
But there's got to be a trans woman who plays basketball, no? I mean, a legitimate trans woman who plays basketball.
There probably is, but here's the thing. The exclusion is specifically for women. It is made for women, and they're excluding everybody else. If you're a trans player, go play in the NBA if you can qualify. That's open. There is no rule saying that a woman can't play in the NBA or anybody else can't play in the NBA. They just have to merit the job.
What about men trying to get into the WNBA? Just straight up men. I mean, because it reminds me of the Girl Scouts going to the Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts, which was
they went to court. The Boy Scouts was sued, and they lost the case. And they said girls can be in the Boy Scouts. Just the judge.
Yeah, I know, and that's a ridiculous outcome. I agree.
Right, but I mean, it's similar to this. It's similar to this.
That is a good question. A legitimate trans woman. It is.
Yes, I am thinking of in his prime, Schmuckface Schaefer, a guy named Bruce Jenner who could have dominated this sport when he transitioned to become a woman. He's a little too old now, but I'm looking for someone, the basketball version of the decathlon, Bruce Jenner, to do this.
Can I make a point though? In fairness, Bruce Jenner did dominate the sport,
right?
Amongst men too.
I know.
I mean, with the women, it wouldn't even. It would have been a joke.
No, but I'm saying that none of this stuff existed when he transitioned. And I think he still had athletic powers that were above a normal person.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, honestly, Nate's done a lot with like the women's soccer team and things like that. They had a contest with the Women's World Cup champion soccer team. The U.S. women, they won everything, won the Olympics, they won World Cups, everything else. They got their asses kicked by junior high school boys.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, Bobby Riggs versus Billie Jean, that was proven. I mean, it's been proven over and over again in certain sports that it's
even Serena Williams
Serena Williams.
She said, if she was ranked with the men, she said, I think she was 490th.
Yep.
It's ridiculous, and she's super dominant in her sport. So, and by the way, you bring up Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner or whatever. Caitlyn is against trans athletes in women's sports.
Yeah.
Probably because Caitlyn is formerly a true athlete.
Yeah.
And knows that. But anyway, I had to share that. I thought that was a nice light moment, and I wish her all the luck in the world.
And what's I like to see the polymarket odds on him making it in there. That would be interesting.
I agree. Now, I brought up the flock cameras, I think last time we were on, or it's kind of been floating around. Well, it's starting to go around here. This case, every flock camera was stolen in a Minnesota town.
I love these stories. I love this vigilante stuff.
I do too. And there was another guy that got arrested. I think he has 20,000 alibi witnesses that said he wasn't there.
Oh, that's even funnier. It's jury nullification.
Oh, yeah. I am hoping that we see more and more and more and more of
this is merely an attempt by socialists to get money for their programs. So I mean, it's not like it's to help anybody or to stop auto deaths or anything. It's just another crazy attempt to get money from people.
Yeah, I agree.
They're desperate to perpetuate their $500,000 salaries that many people have in these government positions, these astoundingly enormous salaries for small towns and cities in California and other places, I presume. Every time I hear it on the news, my jaw drops of these salaries, and they vote themselves raises. They're making $400,000 or $500,000 a year doing absolutely nothing, and yet they can't seem to get money to continue their lifestyles, Eric. So they come up with schemes like this.
Right. Well, do you ever think about it? Because sometimes I actually do look at these things and it makes my head hurt. I go, okay, the town population is like, or city, okay, 10,000 people. Maybe.
Yeah.
20,000, right?
Yep.
And they have a police department of 10.
Yeah.
Then some of them are making them. I'm like, where the hell is the money coming from? Because there's you're taxing people, and you got property taxes and that, and there's some sales tax. But I'm like, how in the hell can they pay the salaries? How can they do it?
It used to be the reason people didn't go into government was because the salaries were so low.
Sure.
They were like $10,000 a year. It was almost like a voluntary program to be in city government. And once some certain people got in there, they began to reverse this and quadruple their salaries immediately, get entrenched on the left. And that's where we are with these $500,000 salaries. There's a story we're going to cover later and torn from the headlines about the woman who runs the homeless housing initiative here in LA. and her salary that she was taking down for the LA Homeless Association. 1.6 million she got last year. Where does she live? In a condo in Hawaii. In another state, she bought her mother a condo. And when pressed by the media, she said, "No, it's 40 years of vacation time I didn't take." They seem to be able to mathematically justify anything through their bullshit stories. But I mean, think about that. She's head of an NGO dealing with homelessness. The money's coming from the taxpayers into the NGO. The next person in back of her, the salary is 200 grand, but she's getting 1.6 million.
Wow. So she's good. She's the equivalent of at least, 8 people.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll cover it in locals afterwards a little bit more, but it just reminded me of that.
Well, and to be fair, not every small city does that. I mean, Hampton has, whatever issues it does, but where I live, I think the population is 125,000 people. The mayor and the city council are part-time jobs.
That's what it should be. That's what it should be.
The mayor is like an elevated council member.
Yeah.
If you will, it's kind of, they do vote them in or whatever it is, but, and they get, I think they make 30 or 40,000 a year, something like that, which is not unreasonable for the people and stuff like that. And that's what
there should be a limit to what they make in city government. Any city, it should be, 50 grand tops. You don't like it, don't get in. You know what I mean? It should be, legislation about the limits of the salaries, because they're not salaries from a company. They're taking money from citizens who are unbeknownst to this being ripped off. And most people don't know that these guys are making 500,000 a year.
Well, yeah, because most places they aren't. I mean, it is just crazy. It is. All right, now this is a crazy story. This is was breaking today. Apparently, I think it went on overnight in North Carolina, Charlotte area. This fine creature here was walking around posting online clips beating up women. I mean,
like the knockout challenge, or
kind of. I mean, this guy here,
who allegedly filmed himself punching a woman on the sidewalk before running away. Police say this isn't the only video or instance of this happening with the same suspect. This man, take a look at your screen. Daquan Hunt was arrested this evening around 7:30. We're told on July 30th, Hunt was walking on the sidewalk along East Boulevard. As a woman walking past him got close, videos on social media show him sucker punching her and yelling at her, "Don't wave to me." The woman was brought to the hospital for treatment.
And records show 32-year-old Hunt has a lengthy criminal history. You can see he's been arrested.
They all look like him. Is this the same guy, or
that's him? He's been continuously, and he was let out last year on a bullshit plea deal after doing the same basic.
Gotta go after the
investigative
judges.
Reporter David Hodges will be covering this story all day tomorrow, right here on.
Now,
all of this ends if you can civilly sue the judges who have done this. That one law protecting them civilly has got to go. This will all end during the first lawsuit from a family.
I agree. They will get so freaking paranoid. They won't be able to do anything. So I'm going to play you a part of the other video. Okay, the one video that they mentioned, I can't play on YouTube. It's that bad. It's all over X if people want to see it. But essentially, there's this young woman, seems like a nice young woman. She's got a get well balloon that she's kind of carrying, walking along, and she waves. Like, you walk across the path and she waves.
Oh, okay.
And he punches her, knocks her out, punches her on the ground, say, "Who you waving at, bitch?" Da, 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 because she waved to him.
Wow.
God forbid, we can't wave. But here's another woman who managed to cross his path. I can't play the full video, but I'll play part of it. You'll get the feel.
Yeah.
So with that McDonald's shit. What? So that McDonald's shit, bitch. You want to run, bitch? You want to run, motherfucker? Huh? I bet you run again, motherfucker. I bet you run again, motherfucker. You said something else? You said something? You said something, motherfucker? You said something? You playing, nigga? You playing, nigga?
Now,
psychopath.
Who's recording it? He's recording it. This is his phone.
Right. I mean, you need to put these people, the blockation is the judges. You know, there are some Marxist DAs, but the reality of it is the revolving door comes from these judges. You have to sue them. And then when it's rejected, take that to the next level in the court system. You have to fight back.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And
I mean, what other job has protection that you can't fucking sue me? I mean, what kind of job? Dude, just by its nature. Right, no, but I'm saying just by its nature, you're going to do crazy shit if nobody could touch you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they you know, what did you say? The critocracy or whatever it is. I mean, they consider themselves kind of like gods. I mean, it's they're not that dissimilar to priests. I feel. Like, you know, you come into my house and it's, I mean, the arrogance is really, really horrible. But anyway, this guy here, this guy here.
Is that the same guy?
Yep, that's him. And when he punched her on the ground, he's like, you still talking? You still talking? Anyway, he just, and he hits her again. There could be brain damage. Her hand is like, you know, doing a,
well, I would just recommend whatever town this is, just get a bunch of guys with baseball bats. And when he gets when he's released again by the judge, beat the living shit out of this guy with baseball bats. Give him a beating that he'll never fucking forget. Because the courts aren't going to do it. And like the flock cameras that Eric is talking about, we're going to have to take matters in our own hands. If we can't get justice at the courts, we're going to have to get street justice.
Well, you know, somebody do something, but yeah. And you know what? It just made me think. He's really brave when he's chasing around that woman, you know, who you could tell is absolutely terrified and probably, you know, very small compared to him. Remember the In-N-Out shooter we were talking about, and how the guy said, yeah, he seemed to not be as brave when he was, you know, taking incoming. Right. That's what this guy is. I would love it if, like, you know, some boyfriend or brother or whatever is coming around and say, what mother? What are you saying? I wonder if he would be quite as bold and brave and talk as much trash if it wasn't.
Well,
you know,
people do have to go out alone. They can't just go out with, you know, two people all the time, you know, even though
I mean, I'm just saying that the guy obviously seems like a not a great dude. Now,
I mean, you know, find the judge, go to his house and ring the bell and say, we'd like to talk to you about this decision. Show him the videos. Shame the judge. Go after I'm not saying to do any trespassing or violence to the judge. I'm saying get in the judge's face as legally as you can. Show the judge the video and saying, would you want this to happen to your daughter?
Yeah. Now, while we're talking about immunity and authorities, here's somebody who actually was not immune, thankfully, but New York police bigwig accused of driving getaway car for her gangbanger son immediately fired.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, this is up in Westchester, I think, right above New York.
Westchester County.
Yeah. But still, it borders on Manhattan, and it's a major suburban area. But holy cow. Holy cow.
She was a deputy police commissioner, DEI hire. I know you're shocked to hear that.
Yeah.
There she is, drove the getaway car with her son.
I think he was shooting out the window, and she had another boyfriend with her who was an ex-con, who's her man. You can't make this up. This fat fucking piece of shit is a convict herself. I mean, and they made her deputy police commissioner with the bail was $75,000,
which is not that much money for a deputy police commissioner. She could probably come up with that.
Of course, it's $7,500 to get out.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Her father has not been arrested. The sources say he is out of state. So now,
it's a family
this is
affair.
the father of the kid. They were all ganged up. And she was featured in Black Westchester magazine, the one that I subscribe to, which is a great publication, by the way.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Anyway.
No, but I'm saying this is what it takes to get rid of any of the DEI hires. They literally have to shoot people out the window of a moving car to go, listen, this is a bridge too far. We're going to have to let you go here.
It's a little bit much.
They'll probably sue him anyway.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, you know what? New York is not alone in having issues. In Chicago, we have well, you know, you were talking about LA and you had that warehouse burning. Well, in Chicago, now that was normal meat, you know, seafood, other things that are butcher or whatever. In Chicago, though, on the southeast side, they have a funeral problem.
Oh boy.
These are with the Cook County Medical Examiner. Seeing a number of vans that have been pulling up, Evrod and Michelle. These are with the Cook County Medical Examiner's office. I want to show you what the thing looks like at this point, because we have been noticing that bodies have been removed. So we don't want to show you that, but I at least want to set the scene for you.
What are they, on fire, the bodies?
In Escanaba.
They were stored, a bunch of bodies were stored incorrectly. Over 50 decomposing bodies, human bodies have been dug up.
Is this run by a black trans woman, or like the other one was?
That was another one. Then I was thinking about the guy in Atlanta who was charging people for cremation and filling the walls up. I think that was Atlanta a few years back. That was a classic.
Yeah.
That is roped off with police tape after that discovery of more than 50 bodies in various stages of decomposition were found improperly stored inside of this funeral home. Now, here's the thing. There have been neighbors who've been telling us that they've noticed this foul odor. I want you to hear from one man who described it to us last night.
I do have relatives that live in the neighborhood. Every time I come through here, I smell a foul smell in the air. And I was wondering what that smell was. I would smell like rotten sewer. And
guess what? If you know it, you know it. Okay. I mean,
not everybody knows that smell. I mean, I don't think
true. That's true.
Yeah. Unless you've been exposed to it. I mean, where would you have a reference point?
Well, I grew up on a ranch, and there would be like a dead rat.
Okay.
You know, outside or, you know, something like that. And, you know, you'd be like, oh, yeah. Okay. Like I said, once you've been exposed to that smell, you will never forget that smell.
Okay. You're probably right about that.
It is brutal. All right. Let's go and shift over to the latest. I know that I'm supposed to be excited about all this, but we got another tranche of UFO files.
Oh, these are the best. These have aliens dancing on the roof during 9/11 in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh,
let's see what we got here.
It's a dot.
Yeah, it's Pac-Man.
Or Pong, or Pong. Remember Pong?
Yeah, it's Pong. It's Pong.
So they're showing cold orbs that. Okay. And then these are mystery spheres over U.S. bases. Well,
I mean, you could take a tiny laser with a light, put it behind a piece of glass, and film it from the other side of the glass and do that.
Yes. Or it's like the water tower in Butler Farms, where the shadow of that top sphere causes this look.
Yeah, this could be a red blood cell for all I know inside of during an autopsy.
No, it could be everything. This could be actually the aliens. And
I know,
but
I
can't tell.
These films don't help us.
They don't. I feel like I have to release them every time they come out because it's a big deal and everybody's talking about UAP, but nothing seems like it's anything. Or are they, you know, I guess the claim is that they're releasing.
Yeah, look, from their point of view, they're just cleaning house in terms of what they have, which is great, you know, just to get it out. They're not claiming anything. They're just releasing things.
Right. And here's this guy. The UFO files the government won't ever release. I've read them all. They fear a full-blown national crisis and destruction of religious faith. But it's time for the real disclosure days. Here's what you deserve to know. This guy with the circle around him there.
Yeah.
he was in the hallway. I don't know if you remember. I think I played that video where he was confronting Anna Paulina Luna about not coming out a while back. He's I don't know what he is. He seems like he's very deep in the whole world of UAP and
okay.
David Grush.
It's just so easily manipulative because anybody could be doing any of this stuff and saying they're an expert and I've read the files, and it's one of these things where there's never any there.
Yeah, it's a Jeremy Corbell, investigative journalist. So he's apparently the.
Yeah, they all work for the Discovery Channel. They all, have a documentary series on the Discovery
Channel. History.
The History Channel. Yeah.
Which, by the way, when did history? I mean, there's some cool videos on YouTube talking about how the History Channel, used to be nicknamed the World War II Channel because they went on and on and on.
No, the H was for Hitler originally.
Oh, sure, but
that's what we called it, the Hitler Channel.
You know what though? It actually was.
Yeah.
History. Versus it became the Pawn Star channels and Ice Road Truckers. And I'm like, how is that history? Like, they did the Modern Marvels, which I thought was cool, going into technology and inventions throughout history and some food stuff. But then it just kind of became reality TV, yet another outlet in case you missed it.
Well, it's the same thing as MTV getting rid of their videos. They just saw a declining market share and said, we got to make something else here.
I guess it just
remember when MTV was just wall-to-wall videos?
I do, but I'm one of those weird cases where I couldn't get MTV because I grew up outside of town and we didn't have cable. Cable was not available at my house. So I would go over to a friend's house and they might have MTV, but that's all I knew about it. I had to watch things like NBC's Friday night videos or things like that to ever see any music videos.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I felt a loss as a child that I didn't have my MTV.
Well, there was a lot of great videos and
sure, it was a thing. It was,
but then I'm saying they had to switch to other programming because they couldn't sustain it anymore.
Yeah, and it's funny how that went because MTV was so big it changed the shape of the industry, and then it was gone. And the whole time period was like a decade and change. It wasn't that long of a period.
Not even.
Oh, and on that note, did you know that earlier this year Blu-rays turned 20?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, I mean, think about that for a second, because I'm like, I remember DVDs, and I remember when it was the DivX versus DVD wars, and that was another thing that destroyed Circuit City because they went all in on DivX versus a DVD, and I'm like, DVDs themselves, even though they kept selling through this whole time, they were only around for maybe a decade before they were supplanted by a Blu-ray, which is now 20 years old. So it is weird. And then 8-tracks. What was the actual time period that 8-tracks were big? 4 years, 5 years?
It's a small window. Window.
About the same as the CB radio. I feel like
maybe shorter.
Yeah. So anyway, here's something that I hope would be actually short. And that would be the tenure of the New York mayor. He appeared in Staten Island, and
oh, that's not his home turf.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think that his kind are there.
Oh yeah, man! It's a picnic thing.
The guy yelling there, isn't he? Is he the artist?
Yeah.
I think okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you also to all the elected officials and the
They call it a Bronx cheer, but it's really Staten Island cheer.
Yeah. Well, look, this is his whole thing. I'm going to play his whole appearance.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some more dancing? Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We got awards. Somebody an award. You want to see who's getting an award? Come on, guys. I want some energy here. We need you guys. Get energy. You guys, get energy. Let's play some good energy music.
All right, so
That
there
was
you go.
fun.
It's
That was
1
fun.
minute appearance.
You won't be back there for a while, I'll tell you that much.
No.
They used to take us to Staten Island as kids. They had when we were in school every year, we'd have to go across the bridge, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, to go to a Dutch village, a restoration Dutch village. And in that village, the people were living like it was the 1600s, dressed, having thatched huts, churning butter. And we went to this village every year, and when we were very young, and I always believed that that's how they lived in Staten Island, that was their way of life. And I didn't, when you're in third grade, it's a little confusing why these people are living that way. And so I always thought that this is how they lived, like, a Dutch village in Staten Island.
Maybe. While we're talking about people making their own way or whatever, you know about Tucker. MAGA
Don't know
Civil
about
War.
Tucker. That's the problem. What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing.
Well, it's funny to
What
think
is
about
it,
this.
Eric?
All right, MAGA Civil War erupts after Tucker Carlson pushes policies for a new U.S. political party that could upend the Republican base. He set this up at this big ass announcement, like he was going to announce a third party. It completely fell flat. Like nobody gave a shit about it, and it's so funny if you think about it. This is a table of losers.
Yeah.
And I mean, quite literally.
The American people on the right, because the left didn't vote in these things.
No.
The American conservative right voted out all of these people who are embittered that their grift has ended. So now it's a grifters convention conspiring as to how we could get back at the people who did this to us.
Yes. I mean, isn't it great? If you think about it, Marjorie Taylor Greene, out. Thomas Massey, out. Joe Kent never could win an election and out.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson, fired from Fox. So this is like literally a grievance table.
Yeah.
And everybody's supposed to say, oh my God, it's Tucker. So I didn't even, really
I don't know what to make of it, other than I think he is going to be the new Pat Buchanan, where he runs for a couple of election cycles like Pat Buchanan did.
He might.
I mean, he's got similar political views as Pat Buchanan. So
I'm beginning to wonder if he'll even do as well as Pat Buchanan. Not that Pat Buchanan did very well.
No, he didn't do very well either, but it's hard to get on the ballot, as you're well aware, nationally. Absolutely. You have to fight every single state to get on the ballot.
And people keep bringing up Ross Perot. It's like, he's no Ross Perot. I don't think.
Yeah, but Ross Perot had money, and he was being used by people on the left to undermine the right-wing conservative Republican candidate.
Sure.
So there's that as well, which could happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, who benefits from this? The left. Who benefits from shredding MAGA? It's not MAGA. It's the left that's perpetuating this behind the scenes, I presume. And if they're not, they should be.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing too, is one of the people supposedly that they discussed at the table that can't be running, it's going to have to be Tucker, is JD Vance. So it appears that they may have turned on him. I guess Joe Kent is pushing very hard to boot JD Vance out of their group.
Is that true? I thought he was an honorary member.
I thought so too, and it appears that he's not.
Oh my God! Best thing ever happened to Vance.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very, very interesting. Now you've heard about Corey Mills, right?
I don't know much about it, but I have heard about it.
He has a lot of issues out of Florida. What is it about? I think Max Miller's also in Florida, right?
Yeah, I don't know much about the Max Miller thing, but there was also the remember the black guy who ran for governor?
Brian Donnell. There's something with him now.
No. The guy who was addicted to meth, who was a black grifter, who
yeah. The Democrat
kept ending up in hotel rooms with men.
Right.
That guy's still floating around.
Yeah, he just got arrested recently.
Yeah.
I think we shared that here.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Corey Mills is he got showing up. He was at a debate and he has denied that there is a restraining order on him.
Wow.
His ex or whatever.
Up this great country to you, Lord. May we always be a
okay, that's too long. It doesn't show up. But anyway, the guy next to him who's like trying to primary him literally pulled out the damn restraining order
at the thing.
Read it off. So I don't know what's going to happen with Corey.
What about the guy in Ohio, Miller? I think, right? Is who you're talking about?
Max Miller. Yeah,
Max Miller.
Right. Ohio, not Florida.
Ohio. He's got till Monday to get out, and he's throwing $1 million of his own money into the ring.
Yeah, and it's nobody likes this guy. I mean, he's like the Graham Plattner of the right.
I'm telling you, the standards, because normal people don't want to run for office. We are now with criminals, psychos, alcoholics, and sexual predators. The absolute bottom of the barrel. This is where it is. There has to be mental testing. There has to be background checks for any office that you run for. It's got to be legalized.
I'm okay with that.
You can't just have mental patients like this chick in Wisconsin running for governor, getting out of a psychiatric unit where she kept cutting herself and bipolar and hates Thanksgiving and every
government housing, right? No, I'm sorry. I don't know. I agree. I don't know what to do with it. Well, maybe that's it. Part of the idea of having the salaries low enough that it won't be.
That's the way it used to be. Right. It wasn't that advantageous for them. But if you give them the Minnesota multiphasic personality test, make that law that you take the test. And if the score is X, we release the test and you're toast. If you're okay, we don't release anything and just say, okay, you passed the test. But in that test, I think you'd find out just how deviant these people are.
Perhaps, or maybe just have standards where, it's like one, all these things, a lot of them have been investigated by the House Ethics Committee. There's records of all of it. Maybe a little bit of sunlight. Maybe we need to have this out there, period. All of it, all the time, and throw their asses out.
Well, in theory, the group that should be doing it is the political parties like RNC and DNC, who should be doing this stuff, but they used to. They used to. They just seem to be playing golf all the time now. They don't give a fuck. They're taking down $1 million a year.
Oh, they don't. As long as they're going to win, and that's my argument. Like Plattner would not have been pushed out, I think, if his fundraising held. And I think when he put out that thing saying, hey, we need some help with the fundraising, I bet you internal polling showed this guy's weak, nobody's donating, and older women really don't like him.
Okay.
Time for him to go. Like Swalwell. You think if Swalwell wasn't a resounding leader, that he was definitely going to clean their clock, that they wouldn't have pushed, they would have kept him in.
They would have kept him in if they could have. Whatever happened, they would have kept him in.
Yeah. I mean, but instead we get people, well, maybe this should be their next job. I don't know if you saw this. Somebody living in a billboard above Sunset Strip by you.
Well, to be fair, I believe this is a publicity stunt for the show, The Last House.
I think it has to.
He's in there. How long can you survive? This is what he's doing as part of the stunt. They have built a little apartment up here on Sunset. This is a Netflix show that's coming out called The Last House. And that's the guy. It's a great job. I mean, I think he's just doing sit-ups there now.
Whatever.
I mean, he could go, there's a ladder there. It's right by the Chateau Marmont. There's a ladder there. You could come down and go get dinner in back of it there.
Well, I'd hope so. I mean,
well, that's how you get up. Right?
I mean, and you need to use a restroom at some point.
I think there's probably a bathroom in there too. Yeah, I mean, it's affordable housing. You know, they don't have. I mean, make billboard housing. They tried those cargo, C-train cargo apartments. I don't know what happened to that movement where they were just stacking them up, making buildings out of them.
Well, that makes me think that used to be a trend. In order to get a Guinness Book of World Record, how many times did they have this sitting on the billboard for the longest period of time?
Yeah, that was one of many different longevity tests.
Yeah, which I always kind of found those world records a little suspect. Now, David Blaine takes it to a new level where I'm like, nobody in their right mind is going to do that because you're going to die or you'll wish you died. Okay, you can have your record, you weirdo. Enjoy. But some of the stuff where it's like, I sat in a tree for longer than anybody.
Well, it's got to be verified by Guinness. Whatever your nutty thing is, they swear that they verified somehow. I mean, that's on Guinness, you know.
About like, somebody is posting the world's oldest cat, being 31, but because they didn't have the record,
right?
The mother, they couldn't, tie with the vet and the date, So that's unofficially a 31-year-old cat, and the official one is 30.
Oh, okay.
So I know that they can be very picky about some of those.
I just want to say that we had the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest toga party that I produced at Tulane back in 1989 for National Lampoon. And the Guinness Book guy showed up and declared that this was the record at the time. I don't know if it's still the Guinness Book of World Records largest toga party, but it was at that time.
Which we did an episode on.
Yeah.
You can watch below. Go to the channel and Mark Groubert's Weird Memories or whatever I call it. It's in that.
It is? It's in that?
Okay. The toga party, and it's got toga on the thumbnail.
Right. Yeah.
They give you a plaque or something, right? You also got the key to the city for New Orleans.
The key to the city from Mayor Bartholomew, but that's separate from the Guinness Book of World Records, which was a separate.
What is a banner year?
It was a banner year, but the same event is all I'm saying. Yeah.
How many people get the key to the city and the world record for a toga party in the same?
I don't even know what the number was, to be honest with you, but it was the entire football field at Tulane University. And we were on a stage with Otis Day and the Knights in the end zone at one end, and then a sea of people in togas on the other end.
And it was the same ones that were in the movie Animal House, right? The Otis Day.
Oh, yeah, no, it was Otis Day.
Who was an actor as a made-up band, if I recall, right?
Well, he did have musical skills, so he did have a band.
Well, I'm not saying he didn't have skills, but it was kind of like, I was going to say the Monkees, but it's sort of a...
No, it was more than the Monkees, because he had everyone in his family was in the band that they toured with for years. So they were it was like Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay. All right. This happened quite literally, after we went off the air. Perez Hilton, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy story. I mean, he's going to cover it on Celebrity Crime and Rehab this Wednesday. But to give you a preview of it, one of the harshest gossip guys in the business in the early 2000s, gay, now became a born-again Christian. He went broke on YouTube. He overspent his money, had to move from Vegas. He's actually Cuban. I don't know what happened to this thing all of a sudden. Oh, there I'm back. He's actually Cuban from Little Havana, but he had eating disorders. He had some medical issues and attempted to self-delete during a live stream.
On TikTok, I got pulled dead, and it was people were watching and freaking out. This is him a few months ago, and it does bring up a question. You might have even further information. Sean Hannity has a podcast too now.
You were hospitalized for 21 days?
Yeah,
it was bad. Sepsis. You can die from that.
Yeah.
Because how bad was it?
I was in the hospital for 21 days, so I thought I was going to die. Yeah.
You didn't know.
Especially because the first few days they couldn't find where the perforation was. And then I had all of these other issues. My body just started breaking down. Like I had fluid in my lungs. I went AFib, my heart issues, like just everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Now,
Yeah, that's
sepsis
what
is a
happens.
real thing.
It's a side thing to crystal meth addiction, which I'm assuming.
Okay. I was wondering, but one thing that, well, from what I understand, in like the stills, there was lots of blood, so there might have been blades.
Yeah.
Involved.
There was. There definitely was. It definitely was.
And I guess his sister and her kids were in the house. It sounds like a very dramatic encounter.
He couldn't get arrested the past year or two. He tried a bunch of reality show pitches to MTV and Discovery and a bunch of channels. They were all rejected, and his lifestyle was so expensive that it began to plummet, and he got depressed from that. He couldn't maintain that lifestyle any longer, and that's what led him to move from Las Vegas back to Miami Beach this year.
He kind of was concurrent with Matt Drudge, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the heydays.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Drudge is another guy that seems to have just kind of.
They got paid. They cashed out. They're going to the Bahamas.
Okay, I guess so. All right. Well, you sent me this. Back to JD Vance. I think this is backing up what you were saying the other day.
Yeah.
Where report Trump tells donors he wants Vance to win in 2028. We need to elect JD. So, don't know.
I mean, he's got to pick one or the other, and he can't pick them the day before the election. Sure. Because you have to start to get some momentum, like I said a year ago on this show, whether it's him or Rubio. Well, I'll tell you something. This convention in Dallas is going to be very interesting. This midterm convention coming up. Everyone's going to be there. Vance is speaking. Rubio is speaking. Trump is speaking. The whole entire cabinet is speaking at this event to try to salvage the midterms. But yeah, I mean, he's got to get some momentum behind whoever he chooses to endorse, which is either this guy or the Cuban.
Yeah, or the Cuban. It's funny. All right. And it wouldn't be the other Cuban.
No,
who's also going to be running.
No, he's not a friend of Trump's family. But it could be Marco, it could be Vance, and but whichever it is, he's got to come out early and say, "This is my guy," and stop trying to do this apprentice type bullshit, because they need the time to fundraise. They need the time to get the momentum. And if you wait till August of 2028 to do this, you literally have 2.5 months to campaign.
Well, we'll see. And there are questions, I don't know how legit, it seems so obvious that, Vance would have to do it, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, he's teed up. He's literally been placed in the spot.
Yeah.
But if it's the wrong kind of headwinds or whatever, he could elect to not go for it. And it could wind up being Rubio, because Vance says, you know what, screw it. And use the whole, I just had my 4th baby.
Oh, no, absolutely. And Trump's not beyond changing his mind.
No.
As we've seen, and just saying, look, didn't pan out. I'm with Marco. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, didn't he just did that in, I think, the South Carolina governor's election.
Yeah.
That he endorsed one candidate and then went and endorsed another one a little bit later.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? Here's somebody that Trump won't be endorsing, but Mike Rogers and people are happy about. And that is our new Democratic candidate for Senate in Michigan, who appears to really have tripped things up. Now, I'm going to bring up Halperin. People get crazy about it, but for some reason, Mark Halperin is now this guy's #1 fan. I don't know.
It was unbelievable today how I couldn't even watch it anymore, how much he was taunting Larry O'Connor, the conservative on the show, because he believes that any criticism of this mad fucking pro 9/11 terrorist family bomber piece of shit is from Islamophobia.
Yes. And
am I wrong, Eric? I mean,
no, and it was actually a beautiful thing, because Larry is very quick, has a lot of facts that are quick on the cuff. And I don't know, it was today, it might have been yesterday. I get them confused, but anyway, he was so, Larry, tell me whatever. And then Larry said, well, oh, that's what it was. He said, how is he any worse than Bernie Sanders? How is he less crazy? And Larry said, well, Bernie Sanders, this, and this. But you know what? He's for a closed border. This guy's not. He's for this. And the Mark said, well, we got to move on. We don't have time. We got to move on. We don't have time. And
boy, oh boy.
With Larry will like come back at him with like 5 points. And it's like, oh, we got to move on. We don't have time.
Today he kept saying, why are they using his middle name? What is the message of the middle name, Larry? Why would they do that other than to show his ethnicity?
Oh, yeah. And that's, the new thing. Well, and they call him Abdul all the time.
Yeah. All I need to hear is Abdul. I don't need to hear the middle name. This guy, this Dr. El Said, by the way, like Barbara Ferrer here in LA, who ran the largest health organization in LA County and tortured us during COVID. Mm-hmm. She turned out was not a doctor. She had a PhD in urban Marxist planning, and she became the medical director of the largest county in the United States. Apparently, this guy did the same thing. This is now a stepping stone. He did that in Detroit. So because he ran the health department in Detroit, he should now be a United States Senator.
Of course. And by the way, this is what he thinks of the state, or at least a chunk of the state he's going to recommend. He got caught on a hot mic.
I hate McDonald's so much. It's funny because, like, if we win, this is going to be the, like, summer home. I'm just going to be like, every time I've ever come here, I've hated it. Why am I here?
Please watch yourself.
Well, let me tell you, this guy's a thug. He's a total thug. He's talking about choking out his opponent in the mud. He's a fucking piece of shit Arab thug with connections to the Muslim Brotherhood and other bizarre Middle Eastern things. There's a group called Democrats for Mike Rogers now. That's
I know, and partly because you talking about his connections. This is his buddy.
Yeah,
right here.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what black people care about. Oh, black people care about this. Black people care about that. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not how politics works. Oh, well, Hassan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue. It's like, it's such a fucking stupid stance.
Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? Suck my fucking cock.
Yes, dude. It's because I'm racist. That's why.
The dirty secret about the socialists is they hate the working class and specifically hate African Americans, who they find to be an annoying impediment to their intellectual brilliance of having multiple degrees in Marxism and PhDs and stuff at that level. They have no friends in Detroit, which is massively African American city. And this woman lost by a hair. The woman who did have the backing of the working class and African Americans in Michigan. The people who put him into this position were white liberal suburbanites riddled with guilt. There's not enough Muslims to do it in Michigan. He had to get white liberal votes out of the suburbs.
Well, as a matter of fact, while we're talking about that, here we go.
Do Democratic chances look now in Michigan now that we know that El Sayed is the nominee?
You know, once El Sayed became the favorite for that nomination, and now that he's actually become the nominee, Democratic chances have fallen dramatically. Okay, counties El Sayed, one of the primary.
0 of 15.
0 of 15. 0 of 15 with the lowest share of college degrees. Ergo.
You know who that would be? Working people.
Yeah,
they supposedly talk about.
Yeah.
He did not win in those working class areas.
No.
When he did win. He won 13 of the 15 counties with the highest share of college degrees. So you're
white liberals.
About Democrats having real trouble amongst the working class. El Sayed support came dramatically from those areas. In fact, not where there is working class folks, but where there are highly educated folks, more from elite circles than from the working class circles. And I think there's real worries among Democrats. Will that transfer over to the general election and El Sayed continue to have the problems that prior Democrats have had with
Well, I mean, that's why he
not the
refuses to tell the truth that he's a socialist, because he knows that that would be a death knell in a working class state like Michigan. He's lying about it. He wouldn't be the first politician to actually lie, despite Mark Halpern saying that the guy said he's not a socialist. So I have to believe that every socialist in the Democratic Party is endorsing him, but he claims not to be a socialist. There was a communist down in Cuba who claimed not to be a communist at the beginning of his reign of terror.
He wasn't until he was.
Yeah, he wasn't until he was.
Because, I mean, the polling estimated El Sayed's primary margin by about 10 points. And I think there's a real question, will that happen in the general election again? Because the general election polling is quite tight. And what we know in Michigan is the candidate of the college degrees tend to be overestimated. Will that happen with El Sayed? Maybe, but I think it's just another worry in why this race has closed dramatically and the folks who are trying to handicap it.
And yes, and now to what you were saying, Rogers released an ad with his wife.
That was a good one. That
was such a perfect reach out.
Yeah.
When he said, for those of you who feel like, those you Democrats who feel like your values aren't represented, you have a home with us.
Wow.
And that's a really great statement. He said, you have a home with us like 4 times in perfect sequence. It was delivered perfectly. He also, I hate to say it, but he didn't say the words AIPAC, he didn't say the word Israel, he didn't say anything else. He went
why
straight
would
on
you
to
in the
values.
middle of a Senate race? Why is foreign policy involved in any of this stuff?
I agree. And this guy, but those are values.
Yeah.
Technically, it's like, oh, do you want people to die? Those are your values. Anyway, I do hope that I hope he's defeated, because this is the Senate, and the majority is not a guarantee. By the way, this happened in my neck of the woods in Norfolk just a couple days ago.
He was. I remember this. He was an FBI agent, by the way, Mike Rogers.
Yes.
Before he got into politics, I had forgotten about this. He was an FBI field agent.
Retired, I believe, FBI.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this is Norfolk, Virginia, which is like literally right across the bridge from us. A couple days ago, they got some rain.
Looks overcast.
That's the street.
Wow.
When you're out riding a jet ski on the roads, that's
he's headed to Walmart. I mean, this guy's out on errands. He's not playing around.
Hey, at least he's having fun, man. That's like they always get so excited when the hurricanes are coming in Virginia Beach. They immediately go, oh, catch the waves.
What is it? Low land there? It's like low sea level.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think
you're at sea level, right?
I'm at 11 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's essentially sea level.
Oh, yeah. I'm higher than some. We have places below sea level inland. Well, because, you have the shoreline, but then as you go, some are lower than others. But either way, definitely a lot of fun. I don't know if you saw this. This is very interesting. About the Tates being arrested, and there's an extradition trial. Trump and them said, no, we're not stepping in. That's just their problem.
Yeah.
This is the Tate's lawyer, and I want you to interpret his statement and just see what you think of it.
The boys can't be extradited without the Secretary of State signing off on that. The Secretary of State is, of course, Marco Rubio. Look, Marco Rubio has a son who plays football in college in Florida right now. One allegation against his son, and his son's life is over. The boys can't be extradited without the Secretary.
What does that have to do with anything? Are they trying to blackmail him?
I don't know. I don't know how else you interpret his statement.
I assume his son might have some dirt on his son.
Yeah. That looked to me like a shot across the
Man, these
bow.
guys are rough. They play rough, Eric.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, jeez, the weeks.
That's a good lawyer to have.
I guess so. Okay. Oh, this is what I was telling you about. Oh, this is another one. I think there's collections of alibis with the flock camera situation here. Let's see if we've got some audio on this.
Police in Georgia asked the public to help identify a man who cut down 2 flock surveillance cameras and fled in a gray Chevy Volt on July 20th around 11:15 p.m. Instead, nearly 5,000 people came forward with alibis. One commenter wrote, quote, "Brother, that man was delivering food to the elderly that night." Another claimed, quote, "That's my friend. He was mowing my grandma's lawn at 11:15 p.m. on July 20th.
That's great.
And a third insisted the suspect, quote, "was at my house for a barbecue that night. Couldn't have been him." After thousands of alibis flooded in, police canceled the alert, saying the suspects have been identified, but no information has been released on who they are or if they were arrested.
And coming soon, the perp walk for Waldo.
That's great. That's just a great. You got to appreciate when the community steps up like that.
I agree. I mean, there are some times, in my opinion, that a little bit of a nullification type of thing is in order. But I'm going to shift now. Let's see, we've got a couple super chats that came in, well, a couple things that came in for some fan support, and then we're going to be heading over to locals. I think you're going to be on the road again, and we need to cover that. So, Tractor Guy Diffuse gifted 10 America's Untold Stories memberships. Super loyal guy, always here. Thank you so much, Tractor Guy. We appreciate that. Diffuse 56. And John McGill, do you guys read spy novels? I like the Tom Clancy because it seems he predicted a lot of spies.
Yeah.
But he's been dead for. Yes, he worked with the CIA.
He was O&I. Remember, Eric?
That's right.
His publisher was O&I. They published his first manuscript.
Yeah, and his novels were very accurate.
Yes, very accurate, especially when they're publishing them at the intelligence agencies.
So yeah, a lot of people do like popular author. Probably Alec Baldwin's big start, Hunt for Red October, as he told us when remember, Sam Neill died, so Alec Baldwin
we learned about
his involvement in not Sam's involvement in Hunt for Red October. What was it? Sam Neill, and then 5 minutes about Alec, and then Sam Neill. Wow,
it was a good crew. The entire crew worked flawlessly on that movie. I was Sam Neill was on the picture. I don't remember Sam Neill; he's dead. But I had a great time.
And I'm like, God, is he going to do that with Helena Hutchins? He's so bad. James Bundy gifted 5 America's Untold Stories memberships. Thank you so much, James. We do appreciate that. And then I guess this is Charlie FLA or Charlie Florida with a $10 super sticker. Thank you very, very much. And we do appreciate everybody hanging out. We are going to be going over to locals. We have Born from the Headlines coming up there.
Which has its own music, by the way, for people who haven't heard it.
We do have a brief
and it's got its own logo. It's kind of a grassroots operation. Eric and I didn't do it, but the people have spoken.
They have, and it's
the
growing.
People have done this.
They absolutely have, and it is definitely growing. And we will be heading over there right now. I hope you consider following us there, unstructured.locals.com. It's free to become a member. You can also support us and get a lot more material. You can interact and things like that. And also, thank you again to Black Forest
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
very important, to the sponsorships help us out a lot. If that is something you are interested in getting, a lot of people do like NMN, and it is a good deal. I mean,
Well, Mike Benz pointed out this morning how Internews was involved in suppressing right-wing YouTube channels today, and he opened his show by showing a video of Richard Gere saying that USAID was the most pure agency in the no, it was just brilliant, and he just starts cracking up, Mike Benz, and he says, let me show you how pure USAID was, and he just goes through the in their own documents, it says we must overthrow the government of Milosevic by the end of the year. It just goes on, and he's going, here's your wonderful USAID, Richard Gere. And then he also gets into Internews and the suppression of conservative YouTube channels, which I found interesting.
Yeah, which we get to live with, and that's where it's kind of nice. Black Forest has been funding conservative channels and things like that. Had to go through that lawsuit, ultimately won the lawsuit, and that's how the product is there. What they were trying to do with the NMN is put it behind a prescription type of situation. So it would no longer be a supplement, it would be prescription, and then that would just crash the market on them.
Right. Wow.
So they managed to pull it out. And anyway, thank you to Black Forest.
Yeah, thank you, Black Forest.
Heading over to locals, and we'll see you there momentarily.